wouldn't have had to pay according to the contract anyway.
Well, we didn't set that up. That was set up.
It doesn't matter. It's a contract.
I know,
It's an ordinance.
So if you,
were you guys on the city council at one time?
Yeah.
Why wasn't this addressed back then? What I'm asking, I guess.
There was not a need, it was being handled.
Well, you know,
There was maintenance being done on and another thing that concerns me is that HGE said that these pumps, maintained properly, had an average life of 25 years. Now, my question is, here we are 21 years into this, is the concern because we're coming up on the 25?
no.
Now, well, you've got 81 people, 81 households involved here.
All of them haven't been on there 21 years either.
Well, no, but you've got 81 people now paying approximately $10 more every month.
Signed contract.
That's $800 a month. You know, where's that money? Is it,
Okay,
it should have been squirred away. Should have
But
gone.
we've got, here's what we've got an example of. One guy's had 6 pumps put in. His pumps down over the hill about halfway up, and so these pumps go out pretty regular. And so you've got instances like that.
Well,
And we've been here 1 year, and we haven't had time to address all this crap that's come up. But believe me, the treatment plant was the same way. Nobody had ever, I don't think a council member in the last 20 years ever walked that line from the treatment plant to the prison. They couldn't have, the condition it was in. Where were the council members in the past councils that should have been checking some of this stuff around town that never got checked?
I'm not being contentious, Orville. I am just trying to explain.
I know. But here's what I'm saying, Terry. Where's the city going to come up with the money to hire a full-time guy for step systems?
Did the city not know that these contracts were being done? Did the city not know that these contracts?
I couldn't find this in any city record. No, I couldn't.
Well,
Well, it's there.
Orville and Terry, the question is that on line C, the way I read that is that the undersigned, people who signed this contract, releases the city from all maintenance and construction.
No.
Well, then you, I can hand this to you.
We're talking about the easement here. The easement in the construction. It has nothing to do with the maintenance and repair on the system after it's been completed.
You see, here, it does say maintenance on line C.
I spent weeks on this issue when I built my house in 2005.
And did you read line C?
And I have that same piece of paper, and I spent weeks on the phone making sure I understood every single line before I signed the contract. And it was understood that maintenance would be done by the service and that my bill would reflect a monthly charge to include my maintenance. And I'm not sure you can do an ordinance against a contractual agreement.
No, I think I would have to, I couldn't find the record of this. I'm glad Terry bought it, because I could not do anything like this right here.
I just have a question. Since this affected 81 households, and since this appears to be an emergency ordinance of this year, repealing the old ordinance of 219 and ordinance 205, shouldn't the people have received a letter?
Yes.
Oh, no, this is just a talking stage, I thought.
No. If this was passed tonight.
No, it's just a talking stage.
We're not going to pass this ordinance. We're not going to pass this ordinance.
Yeah.
My understanding is that if an ordinance, an emergency ordinance is passed at a meeting by a majority of the council, it takes effect immediately.
It would.
And it repeals the old ordinance.
We are not going to try to pass this ordinance. All I was asking from the attorney was, what are we going to do with 81 step systems that I don't know if they've ever been inspected. They never, I know.
Well, that would be the negligence of the city not doing what they were supposed to do. But I mean, just a minute,
Mike. You know, we've only been here a year. We just found out about this tonight, this part of it. And we're having trouble with the step systems. Give us some time to work something out here, okay?
And I recommend that we have, I don't know where there'd be a facility close, but it would definitely behoove the 81 people involved to also sit with you, that maybe even explain issues, for example, your history, so that we could get our arms around the whole picture. I mean, I'm new here, so my system's probably not, you know, but, you she's got an older sister, maybe we could find a demographic, you know, kind of a problem and the scale we've got. It would behoove us to have all of the 81 people involved in that
Okay,
discussion.
can I clear something up here? Nobody's trying to pull a fast one that indicated that we are. Did I call you, did you call me
Yes,
last night?
I called you and talked
What
about
did we
it.
decide that we were gonna try to do with the council?
We wanted to leave it up to the council, but we wanted to get a letter out. It was a little late, but we wanted to get a letter out to every person on the step system to bring this into the open.
And that would have been,
And Orville and I'm sure I can talk to Orville, we did not know about this contract.
Well,
We've been here a year.
well, I say that would have been the proper thing to do, then you could have researched to see if there were, research the ordinance. I mean, in the ordinance, there should be the contract. Then, instead of having the attorney rewrite an ordinance, you could have gotten with the 81 people, had a meeting, and found a consensus of, okay, folks, the city, you know, is not going to be able to afford to honor this contract much longer. Will bankrupt us. Can we reach an accord and negotiate? You can, but at least let them know.
Mike, we're just starting. That's what we're trying to do right now.
We're not passing the ordinance tonight,
No,
we're
not
trying to sort
tonight,
it out,
you're
so we
not.
know what to do.
Yeah, but if you look at it realistically, when you first started realizing there was a problem, instead of putting it on your agenda so people see it at the post office, you know who it affects. It affects 81 people. They should have been notified up front when you said, gee, we may have a problem. Let's notify them, post it on the bulletin board at the post office so people see it, so they could be here, and then we wouldn't just be doing this.
Can
Well, I
say
think that's what
something?
we're gonna do.
Look, Gary.
they weren't.
I want to say something here, and I want you to listen to me. I get frustrated with this. I have been down, talked about, people writing in on the website that we did have, belittling me and all that stuff like I'm stupid because I have no management experience. And that's what I'm up against since I've been on this job. And I'm tired of it. I'm not going to resign this job because I said that we were going to come in here, we were going to turn this back over to the city, and that's what we're going to do as far as I'm concerned. But I'm tired of reading this crap written into the Central and all that kind of crap that I've done this and I've done that. And I haven't tried to be underhanded about anything. I've tried to keep everything that we've done out in the open. And that's what we've tried to do. And I was trying to get some information. We cannot go with these step systems the way they're going right now, or we're going to bankrupt the city. It was written in that we got a multi-million-dollar organization, and we got a bunch of cronies running it. Well, I'll tell you something. I ran a sawmill that was an $85 million sawmill. And that, in '89 and '90, when Bohemian Company made their record profits, that sawmill made 40% of those profits by itself. I manage man hours. When I've got we're trying to get this thing where it runs like a business. And it hasn't run like a business for 20 years or more, I'll guarantee you that. With the stuff that we found when we came here, especially in the treatment plant, there was nobody running the city was running itself. And evidently in the past they've had some counselors that sat up here on their dead butts and wouldn't do nothing, never would check anything. And then when we got on here, hello, a whole new ball game. I want to work with everybody here, but I'm tired of being criticized every time we do something.
I hadn't heard anybody criticize
Wait,
you.
no.
Well,
Wait a
I
minute.
have.
Okay, Orville, wait a minute. I want to say something. Okay, now that you've said your say, we're sitting out here, and you ran on this. I want you to be aware of, we are not going to stop asking questions. We are not going to stop
Nobody asked
questioning
you to stop.
So every time we ask a question, you don't need to get upset and say, I'm tired of people picking on me.
Okay,
We're not picking on you,
Let me
Orville.
point something
We're
out,
just-
Elaine.
Well, let me
But
talk.
every time that we've had a council meeting,